Good evening, students. Am I audible to you guys? Please confirm the chat box. Students, am I audible? Please confirm. Thank you for confirming, students. On the request of some students told me that they want to go ahead with the second session once again. So let's go ahead and take a recap of what we have discussed yesterday. Will that be fine with you guys? That will be helpful for you too. Will that be fine? Okay, good. So let's proceed. Students, first we discussed about the history of Python, right? In our first session, we discussed about the history of Python. But before that, we learned that what actually the Python is. What is the Python? Python is a general purpose platform independent, highly interpreted and high level programming language, right? So it is a high level programming language. So these are the key features. These are the key features of the Python programming language. So let's understand it, that what we can develop by using Python. We can develop the websites. We can go ahead with the artificial intelligence applications like machine learning, deep learning. After that, we discussed that if we want to go ahead with the image processing application, audio video based applications such as YouTube. In the education industry, it is very helpful. We can sort numerical and complex mathematical operations with the help of Python. CAD and CAM application, automation testing industry, data analysis, data analytics, there are a lot of many fields. All the fields currently are using the Python programming language. Now, when we started with the Python, first we discussed about the history of Python. What is the history? What is the history? What do we understand by the Python? See, Python is a language which was conceived in the year 1980 and brought into the action in 1989. And officially, it was released to the industry in the year 1991, February 20. So it took 11 years to develop the Python programming language and release it. It was developed by Guido van Rossum and was developed at CWI, that is Centrum Wiskunde Informatica Institute in Netherlands. ABC programming language is the predecessor of Python programming language, and it is now managed and maintained by a non-commercial organization, that is PSF, Python Software Foundation, and the official website of Python Software Foundation is www.python.org, from where we can freely download the Python software. After that, we discussed about the versions of Python. Versions is the numerical identity. We have the three major versions of Python. Python 1, Python 2.x, and Python 3.x. Now 1.x is outdated, so, and Python programming does not support backward compatibility. After 1.x, like point x, after that we have 1, 2, 3, point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. These are the minor versions. Whatever comes after the decimal digit, point x, point 1, these are the minor versions. Right now, I request you to download the 3.12.3 from its official website, and I have told you the downloading process of the Python software also. So we recommend you to download Python 3.12.3. 0.3 is the major one, to 0.12 is the minor version, and 0.3, when the minor changes takes place, they updates the version. After this, we started discussing about the features of Python. Features are nothing, as I've told you, features are nothing. Backward compatibility. Okay, it does not support. See, Python 1.x is a Python is 1.x was the version which took place in the start. When they started working on the Python, they developed Python 1.x. Now it is not supporting 1.x, right? Any versions of Python. So it does not support the backward compatibility, means the backward versions are not supporting nowadays. Some of the companies are still using 2.x, 2.1, 2.3, 2.4 till 7. They are still using this. Okay, but it is an outdated version, so it does not support it. Clear? So we cannot go ahead and work on this. Okay, very good. Now, features we started discussing about the features. Features are, we have the 11 features: simple, freeware and open source, platform independent language, dynamically typed programming language, interpreted programming language, high-level programming language, robust, extensible, embedded, both functional and object-oriented language. It also supports the third-party APIs, such as NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, SkyPy, Scikit, Keras, and C. So these are the features which we are going to discuss now. But before that, I wanted to tell you that it is inspired from the 4 different programming languages, that it learned functional programming from C, object-oriented programming from C++, modular programming language from Modulo 3, and scripting from third. Now let's go ahead and start with the features. Let's go ahead and start with the features. The first feature is simple. Python is known to be a simple programming language because of its 3 important technical features. Now, first feature is it provides the rich set of APIs. APIs are the libraries, and the full form of API is Application Programming Interface, right? So that if it has a rich set of APIs, that is the only reason the Python programmer can reuse the predefined code without writing their own code. So that is why it is easy to develop, right? And what is API? Application Programming Interface, as I've told you. And API is a collection of module, and the module is a collection of functions, variables, and classes. Functions, variables, and classes. Examples: calendar, math, CMath, OS, read, random, etc. These are the modules. Let's go ahead. Second factor. Now, when we discussed about the second factor is its garbage collector facility. It provides the garbage collector facility whose role is to remove the unused memory space, which helps and improves the performance of Python-based applications. So garbage collector automatically comes and removes the unused memory space, which helps in improvement of Python-based applications. So garbage collector takes care about the automatic memory management. Third factor is it provides the user-friendly syntax. It provides the user-friendly syntax. So whenever the Python program wants to run the error-free program in limited span of time, they just need to follow the syntaxes, and it will be very easy for them to develop the program. So even the syntaxes are very user-friendly, so anybody can develop, although if they are from the IT background or not, they can go ahead and learn the Python programming language easily and develop the programs also. Second factor is platform independent language. Platform independent language means its data types memory remains same and on all the OS. Now, in effective platform independent language, all types of values, whatever will be stored in the form of objects. And we can store the unlimited amount of data. So whatever we store, if it's stored in the form of objects, we can store the unlimited amount. But even if we talk about the Java is also stored the value. Java also stores the value in the form of objects. But the thing is, it is size restricted. Whereas in Python object, it contains unlimited size and unlimited values can be stored in it. Freeware and open source. Freeware and open source. Third feature. It is if any software is set to be freeware, means it can be easily and freely downloaded from its official website. Standard name of Python is CPython. So some of the company vendors came forward and customized the CPython and used their customized versions as their in-house versions, right? Like JPython or Jython used for running the Java-based applications. C#.NET applications, IronPython or IPython we have. MicroPython used to develop the microcontrollers. RubyPython used to develop the Ruby-based applications. And Anaconda Python used to run Hadoop applications like big data applications. So after that, the fourth feature, dynamically typed programming language. Now, what is a dynamically typed programming language? Students, we have two types of programming languages. One is a static type and second is a dynamic type. Now, when we talk about the static type programming language, intent declaration of variable is mandatory. Declaration of variable is mandatory means in this, it is very necessary to mention that this is an integer value. But in spite of this, if we'll talk about the Python, I have given you the examples also. If we'll talk about the Python, in Python, we need not to do this. Like, so that is why it is a program. It is a dynamically typed programming language. It automatically gives us the price that what type of class it is. This is a class in. Now, if I write B is equal to 2.6, print B. See, I'm writing type of, this is a class 4. So that is why, because we need not to declare that what type of variable it is. That is why it is known to be a dynamically typed programming language. Now let's proceed further. Now, after this, let me show you here also. In this slide, we can see that int ABC variable declaration is mandatory. A is equal to 10, B is 20, C is equal to 8. This C++, Java-based applications, .NET applications. There, if we go ahead with that, we need to declare that. But in spite of this, if we go ahead with the Python, we need not to specify. We need not to specify the data. Right? I have given you the examples. And you can see this. You can see this. All the values of Python programming language, all the value of Python programming are stored in the form of objects. Students, you need to remember them. Now, after that, we discussed about the interpreted programming language. See, whenever we develop any Python program, we need to save the file with extension .py. So whenever we execute Python program, two processes take place internally. One is a compilation process and second is an execution process. Now, what is a compilation process? When we talk about the compilation process in this, like if we have saved the file with the sum.py or any, with any file name, that sum.py, this is a source code. When the compilation takes place, then what happens is Okay, one of the students has raised his hand. Let me ask him the question. Rachel. Yes, Rachel. Please unmute yourself and tell me.
Oh, sorry, that was a mistake. I was just clicking. I don't know how I got there. Sorry.
No problems, no issues. Okay. Okay, and Imran also wants to ask the question. Yes, Imran, tell me. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, actually, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Actually, my first day, I miss, I guess, 2 sessions. So, would I get 2 sessions recording
See,
and say,
in this, we are going ahead with, I am giving the whatever we have discussed till now, I am going ahead and taking the quick recap because somehow on the demand of some students again, some students has joined the session again. New students has joined and they told me to go ahead with a recap of whatever we have discussed. So till now, whatever we have discussed, we are going through that. Okay, still you will get the 3 days recording. Don't you worry about it.
okay, and my actually about Python, actually, I'm looking, I work on Azure DevOps profile. So I require to Python scripting. So you are teaching a Python programming. So is it same Python scripting and Python programming or it is different part?
See, both the things are same. Python scripting also and Python programming also. Once you'll go ahead with, you'll come to know about it. We'll discuss everything in detail. Okay. Once you proceed with the course, you will learn both the things.
In that course, it helpful me for in
Yes,
DevOps as a Python scripting. Am I right?
definitely. Yes.
Okay, then go. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Shall we proceed? So when I save the file, any file with extension here, I'm sorry, students. I'm saving while file with extension .py. The compilation takes place. Now, what is a compilation? It will read what happens in the compilation process. It will read the source code line by line. Okay, the compilation process is that, and convert it into the intermediate code. In the compilation process, it will check for it will read the source code line by line and check for the errors. If no error found, okay, and look it go ahead and look for the syntaxes also. If no error found, then it will convert it into the intermediate code, that is the bytecode. This is the internal process. Once it is converted to the bytecode, then PBM again in the execution process read the bytecode line by line and convert it into the machine understandable format, that is a binary code which is read by the OS and processor and gives the result. Now let me show you. Let me show you. See, the Python source code submit to the Python compiler. It reads the source code, check for the errors by verifying the syntaxes. If no errors found, then Python compilers convert it into the intermediate code called bytecode with an extension .pyc. If the error found, that it will be displayed on the console. In the execution process, the PVM reads the Python intermediate code line by line and converts it into the machine understandable code read by the OS and processor and finally gives the result. So in Python programming, let me tell you that just a second. Yes. In the Python programming, the execution yes. The execution process is taking place. It is one of the interpreted programming language. So now what does the PVM mean? PVM means it is a Python virtual machine. PVM is one of the program in Python software whose role is to read the source code line by line of bytecode and convert it into the machine understandable code, which is a binary. Now let's go ahead. Let's go ahead with the second session, what we discussed in the second thing. Let's proceed. Now, features of Python continue. Let's go ahead. Now, next is high-level programming language. Students, in general, we have two types of programming language. One is a low-level programming language, and second is a high-level programming. Now, when we talk about the low-level programming language, it means that whatever we write in a binary format or in the octal format or in a hexadecimal, it will not convert it into the default understandable language, which is understandable by the programmer on the end user. So the default understandable language for the programmers and the end user is decimal number system. Decimal number system is a number system which is understandable by everyone. Now, if we go ahead, but in the high-level programming language, if we proceed with that, whatever the data we write, whether it is in the binary format or in the hexadecimal or in the octal data decimal, it will convert or it will automatically be converted into the decimal number system data, which is understandable by the end user. Let me show you with example. Now, if I write A is equal to, see, A is the variable, so declaration is mandatory. Now I'm writing 0B, means it is a binary format. 1111 0001111. Now, do you people understand what actually this value is? No. So in order to go ahead with, I need to write print A, type of A. See, the value is 1927, which is a decimal number format and understandable by the end user. Now, let me show you one more example. We can write like this also. A is equal to 0B in capital also. 11111. Now, again, print A. See, this is a 63. This is a 63. Now, let's proceed with the octal number system. If I write A is equal to, now for octal number system, I'm writing 0O, whether in the uppercase or in the lowercase. Now I'm writing 23. See, print A, it's 19. Let me go ahead one more time. Let me go ahead and let me write 45. Now, print A. Even I can go like this also. In spite of going ahead like this, what I need to write is just A. We'll get the output. We'll get the output. Now let's take the hexadecimal also. Let's take 0x variable. A is equal to 0x. Let me write. See, now A. Got the output. And what type of class is this? This is the integer class. This is the integer class. Clear? So we need not to changes. It will automatically gives the answer in the decimal number format, which is understandable by everyone. Now let's proceed. Let's go ahead. Now we are proceeding with. Now you have come to know any questions still here, students? Please ask me if you have. Any questions still here? No questions. Let's proceed. Robust programming language. Why is Python known to be a robust programming language? Because of its exception handling. Now, students, yesterday students asked me what actually the exception is. Exception means whenever we run the program and whatever the errors displayed on the console, or whatever the generate, wherever the technical error messages which will get on the screen are known as exceptions. And exception handling means converting those technical error messages into user friendly error messages is called the exception handling. Means the end user can also understand what actually the error is, right? So because of its exception handling, Python program is known to be a robust programming language. Just a second, students, I have an urgent call. Just hold for a moment. Thank you for holding, students. Let's proceed. Any questions till now? Why it is known to be a robust programming language? Fine, let's proceed. Extensible. Python programming gives its programming facilities to the other languages also. Like Python code can also be written in C++, Java, and other languages also. So that is why it is known as an extensible programming language. Embedded. Python programming can call the other languages coding segments for fastest execution. That it can also call C programming code for its fastest execution. Now, extensive support for the third-party APIs. Now, as Python APIs can do many tasks and operations, but sometimes it cannot solve the complex operations. So in order to go ahead and solve those complex operations easily and quickly, it uses the third-party APIs. What type of APIs? Like NumPy. For numerical calculations, it used the NumPy. It used the pandas as an analysis tool. Matplotlib used for data visualization. So there are many things which we can solve easily by going ahead with the third-party API. So with this, we are done with the features. Next is identifiers and literals in Python. Now, what are the literals? Literals are nothing but the values passing to the Python program. So whenever we write any Python program, we need to make the inputs, which are called literals or values. So all types of values, whatever we write, are called the literals. And we have 5 types of literal: integer literal, floating point literal, str literal, boolean, and collection literal. I've shown you the examples also. That integer literal, like I wrote a is equal to 10. So the value is 10. So that is known to be a literal. So that is an integer literal. I've shown you. You want me to tell you one more time? Do you want me to you people want me to tell you one more time? Students, you need to give me the answer. Then only I'll come to know whether you want me or no. Yes, okay. Many of the students are saying yes. Let's proceed with that. What do you want me to? Okay, I'll repeat it. I'll repeat it. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, I was discussing about the C. A is equal to 10. Now, when I'm writing print A, type of A, what does that mean? This is a class int. So whatever the values are passing, whatever the value is, like 10 is the value. What type of literal is this? This is the integer literal. It's mentioned here, integer. Now, if I write A is equal to 12.3. Now print A. This is a floating point literal. This is a floating point literal. This is a class float. Clear, students? Is this clear? We'll discuss in detail later on. We'll discuss in details about all these later on. Let's go ahead now. Let's go ahead. Now, after that, what do we understand by integer? Or, sorry, just a second, variables. Let's go ahead and understand what actually the variable is. Identifiers or variables. So whenever we make any input or literal, they are stored in the main memory by allocating sufficient amount of memory space with the help of data. Now, to process the data which was stored in the memory space as a programmer, we must give some distinct name, which makes us to identify the values stored in the memory space. So names are called the identifiers or variables. Like I wrote A is equal to 10. I wrote A is equal to 10. So what do we understand by A? A is an identifier. A is an identifier or what is this? Variable. A is an identifier and 10 is a literal. A is also known to be a variable. All right, now let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Now let's discuss about. So all types of variables are called the objects. A variable is an identifier whose values can be changed during the execution of the program. Clear to everyone? Clear? Now, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and understand. Very good. Let's go ahead and understand rules of identifiers or literal. There are some rules which we need to follow. Variable can be a combination of alphabets, digits, and a special symbol underscore only. Please remember this, that what sentence, which sentence you want me to repeat here? Please tell me. Thus, a variable is an identifier whose values can be changed during the execution of the program. Now, there are some rules which we need to follow while writing a variable. In order to use the variable, we need to follow some rules, like it can be a combination of alphabets, digits, and a special symbol. Now, what is that special symbol? Underscore only. Even the space is also not allowed in the variable. If we talk about the first letter of a variable, it must start either with an alphabet or underscore, not with the digit. Let me show you. Let me show you with the example. Let me show you. Like I'm writing employee salary is equal to 25.3. It is acceptable. This is acceptable. Print employee salary. Get it. Now, in spite of this, if I write first employee salary, it is invalid. Invalid decimal literal. Now, if I write underscore employee salary is equal to 23.5, it is acceptable. In spite of this, if I write employee salary is equal to 23.5, we'll get F. Invalid syntax. Why? Because we have this special symbol that is space. Even the space is not allowed. Right. In case if I write total students in class, because no space is allowed. And we want to write like this. It is acceptable. It is acceptable, but is it understandable by everyone? No. So what can be done? We can write total students class is equal to 40. It is understandable also and acceptable also. Clear? Is this clear to you guys? Students, is this clear? See, now I'll show you. I'll show you here with the examples. I've mentioned some examples here. Some examples here. See. The variable is the combination of alphabets, digits, and a special symbol underscore only. The first letters of variable must start either with an alphabet or underscore. Even the digits are not acceptable. Like 1 ABC 23, invalid. Sal 1 2 3 45, it is valid. Underscore sal, it is valid. Dollar sal, invalid. Invalid. Underscore, after underscore, if I'll write the digits also, that is also acceptable. Here are some examples I've mentioned. Now, no special symbols are allowed within variable name except underscore only. And hash is used for commenting in Python. Like if I write salary is equal to 45, it is valid. Now, if I write employee salary, I have shown you, right? The space, it is a special symbol, so it is invalid. And in case if I write sal hash employee is equal to 56, I'm writing this. This is valid. But whenever I write print sal, it will print, the output will get is 45, not 56. Why? Because hash is used for commenting and it will not be consistent. Right? A hash sal is equal to 47. This is invalid because A is not defined earlier. Right? A is not defined here. That is why it is invalid. Now, no keywords to be used as variable name. Keywords are reserved in programming language like else and if. If and else are the keywords, so we cannot use. If we write else is equal to 45, it is not accepted. Else 1 is accepted. If is not accepted, underscore if is accepted. Please take care of this, that the keywords are not used as a variable name. All variable names are case sensitive. It's mentioned here. It's mentioned here. So we can write in any of the case. See, it is always recommended to use a user-friendly variable name. Here, the total salary of an employee is equal to 45. Valid but not recommended. So if I write total underscore sal underscore employee, it is valid also and recommended also. Shown you in the exam. Is this clear till here, students? The identifiers and literals are clear to you? Any questions till now? Features are also done. Now, we'll discuss about data types in Python. Shall we start? Data type? Okay, let's proceed with the data types now. Now, whenever we are discussing about the data types, what is that? What actually the data type is? See, the purpose of data type in Python is to allocate the sufficient amount of memory space for storing the values or literals in main memory data. In Python, we have 14 data type classes. Data types, they are also known as the classes, as shown in the example, and classified into 6 categories. The first data type is fundamental category data type. Second is a sequence category. Then we have the list category data type. After that, we have the set category, strict category, and none type data type. Now, whenever we talk about the fundamental category, these are the 6 categories, and we have the 14 data types in this. In the fundamental category data type, we have int, float, bool, and complex. Students, you need to remember this now. This is very important. We are starting from the basics now. Fundamental category has int, float, bool, and complex. Sequence has str, bytes, byte array range. List has list and tuple. Set has set and frozen set. Dict is the collection of data types or data structures. It has a dict category, and none type category data type is also a none type whose value is none. None. See, we cannot write 0 in spite of none. I'll tell you in detail. Let's proceed with the fundamental category. Now, purpose of fundamental category data type is to store single value in single object or way. Okay, so what does it store? It stores single value in single variable. We have 4 data types. Why I'm writing again and again object or variable, so that you will understand that every variable is saved as an object. Right? In Python programming, we have 4 data types. One is int, float, bool, and complex. Now, what is the int data type? Int is one of the predefined class and treated as a fundamental category data type. Purpose of int data type is to store the integer data or integral data or the whole number, means numbers without decimal place. Now let's proceed with the examples of the integer int category data. Let me write A is equal to 12. B is equal to 12 again. Now, C is equal to A plus B. Now, print A, comma, type of int. This is the class int, integer value, integral value, or a whole number. Now, print B, type of B. It is not necessary to write the type, but I'm writing this in order to make you clear that what type of class it is or a data type. 12, class int. Now, print C, type of C. 24. This is also a class int. Now, let me write A is equal to 0. B is equal to -5. Now, print A, type of int. This is also class int. Now, print B, type of B. This is also class int. Although it is a negative integer value, but still it is a integer, integral, or a whole number. Let's go ahead. Now let's take A is equal to -10. B is equal to -45. C is equal to -32. Now, I can write like this also. I can write like this also. Print A, print B, and print C. Got it? Now T is equal to A plus B plus C. Now, print D, type of -86. This is also a class int. This is also a class int. Is this clear? Is this clear? Now, in this case, if I'll write T is equal to A minus B minus C. Now, print D. Got the answer. Now let's proceed. Now in integer data type, we have the 4 decimal number system. 4 number systems. Sorry. Now what are those? What are those? If we talk about the number system, we have the 4 types of number systems. Now, decimal number system, binary number system, and next is octal number system and hexadecimal number system. Now, when we talk about the decimal number system, see, it's very clearly mentioned. It is a default number system understandable by people. This number system contains the digits 0 to 9. So total digits are 10. So these are the base 10 letters. These are the base 10 letters which are known to be a decimal number system data. Clear? Now second is a binary number system. Now when we talk about the binary number system, this number system data understandable by the OS and processor during the application execution time. This number contains the digits 0 and 1. 0 and 1. We know that the binary numbers are 0 and 1. So total digits are 2. So they have base 2. See, in the Python programming language, binary data must represent or stored in the variable by preceded with 0b in the lowercase or 0b in the upper. Shown you the example. Syntax for this is variable name is equal to 0b then binary data or 0b in the uppercase or binary. Even we store the binary data, the Python programming environment will convert the binary data into the decimal value. Examples, let me show you. Again, A is equal. Now I'm taking 0B, 1111. Print A, type of A. 15. Now, let me write B is equal to 0. Now I'm taking the capital B, the uppercase. 1111, 0. Now, print B, type of B. 30. Now what I'm going to do is C is equal to A plus B. Now, print C, type of C, 45. Right? Now, if I write like this, C is equal to, now I'm writing 0B, 111, 010, all right, plus 0B, 10101. Now, print C, 79. Got the output. So what I've told you that it will automatically convert it into the decimal number system. How it calculates the value? I'll tell you the conversion also. The students who wanted to know the conversion, I'll tell you the conversion also. First of all, you need to understand this. Tomorrow we'll proceed with the conversion. Okay? Let's proceed. How it calculates, I'll tell you. Now, next is, I've told you that 0B. Now we are going to talk about, just a second, I've given you the examples here. There are not many examples are here. See, here I tried to write 1011102, syntax error, invalid digit 2 in binary format, in the binary literal. Let me show you. A is equal to 0B. It's not OB, 0B, 111210. Invalid digit 2 in binary literal. Now let's go ahead. Now, after this, we'll discuss about the octal number system. This number system data used in the microprocessor programming, that is 8086. This number system contains the digit that is 0 till 7. 0 till 7. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So total digits are 8. So they are the base 8. They have the base 8. So whenever we try to save the octal number system, we need to use 0O or 0O in the upper. Let me show you. If I write A is equal to 0O, earlier I gave you this example. Now A, 19. Now I'm writing A is equal to 0O. Now let me write in the cap 0O and let me write 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5. It will accept till 7. Now print A, type of A. This is the class int. The output we got is 85, which is in the decimal number format, understandable by us. Now, let me show you again. A is equal to A is equal to 0.0256, right? Plus, I am writing 0.0123. Now, print A. Got the answer. Got the output. Now, students wanted to know the conversion, which we'll discuss tomorrow. But before that, I'll tell you about the next number system, that is hexadecimal number system. Now, hexadecimal number system. See, this number system data used in development of the OS. This number system contains the digit that is 0 to 9. 0 to 9. After that, it has A, B, C, D, E, and F. Like 1, 2, 3 till 9. 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 is not mentioned here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 9. After that, it has A, B, C, D, E, and F. So total digits are 0 till 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 digits. So total digits are 16. So these are the base 16 literals, right? In the decimal number, A will be considered as 10, B will be considered as 11, C will be 12, D will be 13, E will be 14, and F will be 15. Hexadecimal number system must be stored in the variable by proceeded with 0x and 0x in the capital, in the uppercase. Like 0x the hexadecimal data or 0x hexadecimal data. Whenever we store the hexadecimal data also, it will be converted into the decimal number system format. Let me write A is equal to 0x. Now I'm writing A, 1, 2. After that, D, A. Now, print A. Got the answer. Now, if I write A is equal to, I wrote earlier also, 0x. Now, I'm using fig. Got the output. Now, A is equal to, let me write 1, 2. After this, I'll be writing D, or let me write F, A, D. Now, print A. Got the output. Clear to everyone? So whatever the value we stored, it will automatically convert it into the decimal number system format. That is one of the reasons it is known to be a high-level programming language also. Any questions till now, students? Any questions till now? Okay. In case after the session also you have any query regarding the session, you can always contact me on my mail ID I have provided you, that is ritu.logiclabs@gmail.com. Please join our WhatsApp group also if you want the session updates. If you want the session updates, join our WhatsApp group also. Today is the 3rd day of this session. And from the 6th day onwards, the Zoom link will be changed. So please enroll yourself as early as possible. Only 2 more sessions are left. 2 more demo sessions are left. Any questions till now, Shudit? Anything else? Yes. Yes, I know that. I know that. In that case, I know that the WhatsApp groups, yes, you can't join. So in that case, some of the students are facing such issues. Just contact our support team, mail them or call them. They will definitely help you out. And there, you need to, once you'll provide them, once you'll go ahead and join the WhatsApp group, you need to click on announcements. Please remember, you need to click on the announcements. Contact our support team. They will there and then help you Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. They are there to support you. Will that fine? Okay. So rest of the things we'll discuss tomorrow in our next session. In our next session, if you have any questions, just mail me. Rest we'll discuss tomorrow. Till then, take care of yourself. Goodbye and enroll if you are satisfied with my sessions. Thank you. Take care.